lines, all manner of things. Designing principles. The visual art students, designing principles. So much the same way when we are designing websites, all these elements are very, very important. You need images, colors, blah, 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 blah. And we'll be doing most of them with tags. Then later on, we'll also add colors and things like that using CSS or style sheet. We'll get to CSS later, but for now we are concentrating on the tags. So let's begin. To start with, there are some tags. They are called basic HTML tags. Basic, that is basic. Let me see. Basic HTML tags. These tags are very, very important. They are the foundation of your web page. They are very, very compulsory. To design a web page, you should define these tags. We can still design a web page without those tags, but in future you will run into some serious issues. One of those issues is that your page cannot display very well, and as certain instances your page cannot be found. All those kind of errors sometimes they are due to bad coding practices. Do you understand? So we shouldn't indulge in those bad coding practices. So there's what is called basic HTML tags. They are very, very compulsory, and this is how it looks like. You start with your document type. So this is your doc. You start with your document type like this. Then you continue with your HTML tag, which is the parent tag for all other tags. So this is it. You continue with your HTML tag. Then you define your, what is it? Is it the head? Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that's it. The head. Then inside the head, we have the title tag. The title tag contains the title of your website. So my first website. Want to name first website. Want to name our website my first website. Okay, so we have the title. Then inside the, okay, we have another tag here, which is body, and here's it, body. Okay, I'm going to explain what is happening. Okay, so this is what is called the basic HTML tags. It's very, very compulsory to have these tags. If we are working with Visual Studio Code, to create your basic tags, wait. If we're working with Visual Studio Code or any other powerful text editor, to create your basic tag, you just type this. That is shift, then the exclamation sign. Okay, then you hit enter. Oh, it didn't work. Wait, it will work. Oh, what is happening? Unfortunately, it's not working. But I was trying to show you some shortcut. Wait, there are some shortcuts which you can use, especially for working with Visual Studio Code. But unfortunately today, the shortcut is not working. I'll get back to it some other time. But so let's continue where we left off. So I was explaining to you that these are the basic HTML tags that you should always type, even before you start doing any other thing. You understand? And I'm working with Notepad. Nothing fanciful about it. All of us, we know what Notepad is. We do have it. It's free on your machine. If on Windows or Mac, you can have free access to a Notepad text editor. Okay, so these are the basic HTML structure which you always have to define before you continue. Let me explain. Okay, there's head section. The head section contains our title tag. When it comes to your website, you see over here, I don't know if you can see where I'm hovering. you see a title. You see every website has a title. With Facebook, you see a title over here, Facebook. When you come to the download Visual Studio code, you see a title here. So always your website should have a title. Do you understand? So for my website, here's it. I have this title, my first website. Okay, always your title should be in between the head tag, and also watch this. Pay attention to this. You see, we have head over here, and we have another head over here. But the difference is it the forward slash? Yeah, the difference is the forward slash. You see, the starting head tag and the ending head tag. The difference is the forward slash. There are some tags they have what is called the start and the end tag. You understand? Others have just a start tag. We'll get to those tags. But for now, bear in mind that most tags have a start and also an ending. So it starts and it ends. And the difference between the start tag and the end tag is the forward slash. So with our head, you see we have head here. The same applies to the HTML tag. You see we have HTML here, and beneath the body tag, you see another HTML with a forward slash, which means when we talk of the HTML tag, it has a start tag, which is this one, and it has an end tag, which is this one. Much the same way, you see the body tag also has a start tag and also an end tag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so most tags, even with our title tag, you see we have title tag, and we have the start tag for the title, and also we have the end tag for the title. So you come across a whole lot of tags that do have a start and also an end. Some of them don't have an ending tag, they just have a start tag. So bear that in mind. So which means we can categorize tags into two. We have those with ending tags and those without ending tags. Bear that in mind. Okay, so we are done with our basic HTML tag or structure. What next? The next thing is to save. The next thing is to save your file. Do you understand? The next thing is to save your file. But before we save our file, we have to create a folder on our desktop. We have to create a folder on our desktop. Oh, bunch. Oh. Let's create a folder on our desktop. I'm creating a folder on my desktop. So maybe I will name it site. Just that. I don't know how you name yours, but I've named my site. Please pay attention, because when we are done, I'll give you assignment. The reason why last week I didn't give any assignment was because of the overview. You know, the previous week we were having some internet connection issues. So the web designing class was having some kind of challenges. But today there's going to be an assignment. So please pay attention. If you have any question, you are free to ask. So I've created a folder called site. Maybe let me capitalize it so you can see clearly. Okay, so I've created a folder called site, and I'm going to save my file into that folder. And to save a file, you just click save as. You click on file and then save as. A dialog box will pop up, and when that dialog box pops up, you have to search for the folder where you are going to save this file into. In our case, I'm going to save my file to a folder called site. So I have to look for that folder. It's on my desktop. Here's the desktop. So I click on desktop, then I'll look for my site folder. I can scroll downwards and look for it, or okay, so here's it. I double click on it, the folder opens. Then to the file name section, you have to name your file. You have to give your file a name. Always bear in mind that your home page or your first file, which is your first page or your home page, for instance, when you type Google, if when you type Google,